everybody, it's me. It's Julie, if you don't know who I am. Just wanted to show you a few things with the circular machines. The lady's asked about making flat circles like you do in crochet. Can you do them on these machines? The simple answer to that is yes, you can, and I'm going to show you how to do them. Now, I've got all my machines here, but the video, the camera is nearly touching the ceiling and I can't get them all in, so I'm just going to show you how to do one or two on the small 22 pin machine. This is the small 22 pin machine. You can see, I don't know whether you can see it, there's another one here. So they're the same. Oh, back again. I don't know why that went off. Sorry about that, peeps. Now I'm trying to get the thingy back on and it's going to fall over now. You watch. It's going to go crash. So if the tripod falls over and we all fall down, that should be fun. Hello. Right, anyway, so as I was saying, I've got one. This is the one I'm going to be using. The reason why it's got a bit of Velcro on is I'll show you later. I've got a counter that goes on there. So I've got two of these. This one is the same, but it's got a problem with its cogs. So I need to have a sort out of that one. I've got 6 of these machines, not 6 of these, but 6 Centro machines. So that one, I'm going to put that one over the back there. And then this is the one we're going to use, this one. This is another 22 pin machine. It's just a different shape, but it does exactly the same thing. It just looks like a little spaceship. You know, like aliens and stuff. Yeah, anyway. Right, and I'm going to put that over the back now. So, the other machines I've got, I'll just move this one out the way, even though we're going to use this one. I'm just going to put that over there. This machine that I'm going to get now is my new gadget. And this is a 32 pin machine, which is in between the big machines, which is here, and the small machine, which is what I just showed you. Now, this is just for decoration. You don't really need it on, so it's just for decoration. It's a different colour, but it works the same. But it's, you can see, if I give you, I don't know whether I'll be able to show you on a comparison of the two. Can you see how much bigger this one is to this one? You see? I'm trying to see in the video, but I can't. But I think you can see how much bigger this one is, because it's another 10 pins bigger. So I've not made anything with the 32 pin yet, but watch this space. I might be coming up with some patterns. So that's the 32 pin machine, okay, which is shaped like a little mushroom house. That's what it's called, the mushroom, whatever it is. That one's the mushroom. And this little one here is the bunny rabbit, because it's got bunny rabbit ears. Whatever. Yeah, so anyway, and then they do another one which looks like a penguin. Now, this one is the big 48 pin machine. And again, if I can show you, I'm just trying to, right, there we go. I could show you the difference between the 48 pin and the 32 pin. I might not be able to, you might not be able to see. Woo! We're going to fall down again. Right. Can you see that? I don't know whether you could see it very well. There, look, you can see that it's, because it's a good 12 pins. This one is 12 pins bigger than this one. So the pieces that you knit are going to be considerably bigger. So that's your 32, this is your 48. Okay, now I've got two of these. I've got two of these machines. Can't have one of anything, as you very well know, if you know me. So I've got two of these machines. This one has got the sticky things on the legs, okay, which actually sticks to your table. Well, I should say it's supposed to stick to your table. You could probably hear it sticking to as I've got a wood table, so you can. But this one, I've put a new bottom on it, and this one's got different legs on it, which has just got non-slip pads. And what comes with this is clamps that you can actually clamp it to the table, so it does not move. And when I say it does not move, it does not move. It's sort of like, I mean, this is okay, you can see that. If you're pushing down on it, it's quite sturdy, as that one will wobble, this one won't. So I think these little extra bottom bits are worth getting, even though they're a little bit more expensive. This, to be perfectly honest, these legs things was more expensive than the machine. So go figure that one out. Anyway, so that's the machines. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put his lid back on over there, out of the way, and I'm going to move these big machines stuck to the table over there, so that I can show you how to make flat circles with your machines. And I'll show you the different sizes, because obviously the amount of how big the stitches are and how many rows you do will depend on how big your circles are going to be. Now this is just normal double knitting wool, which is very nice, bright yellow, so you can see it. I'm going to, just for now, I'm just going to cast on all the stitches. Now I'm going to take my glasses off so that I can see, and I might stop talking for a bit while I'm counting the rows. But so to cast on, most of you will know how to cast on, but so you cast on your black to start with, and then you just sort of backwards and forwards alternating the stitches, so that you put the yarn around every other stitch till you get back to the black. So then what you do is you just thread your yarn into the little guide there. Now I haven't got, it's usually got one of these little things on. It's a tensioner, but I've taken it off of this because I'm not keen on it on these machines. I like to hold the yarn myself and tension with my hands, but these tensioners are quite good. I like them on the bigger machines, but I've not used this one, the 32, so I'm not sure about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our first row round. Okay, so you just gently turn it. It will clatter a bit on the first row. So that's your first row, that's your one. Right, now to make a flat disc, I'm just going to do one sort of about this size. So we'll need about 14 or 15 rows. So I'm just going to crank off 15 rows, and then I'll show you what you need to do to make a flat disc. So we're just going to 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put that wall down there because it's in the way, and then I can hold on to this one. Oops, sorry, 4, 5, my camera, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, So we'll go around and we'll do 16. So that's 16 rows, okay? Now, I like to count, you heard me counting them. Now, I was saying earlier about this piece of Velcro is for my little counter. Okay, and the counter will it sticks on there. Okay, oops, upside down. It sticks on there, like that. And there's a little tiny whiny magnet there. And every time the magnet goes past this sensor, it will count onto this. They don't come with this, and these don't come with counters like the big machines do. But I found this quite useful actually. I'm still trying to figure out how to fix that on somewhere. But on these smaller machines, you're quite limited to where you can stick it and you can see it. You know, so we'll think of something, eh? So that's a little counter, but I'll show you the little counter later. I'll take that off because you can use this on any of the machines. You just need to put a magnet and a little bit of Velcro on any of your machines, and you can take it from one to the other. Right. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I always say, when you're doing a job, get everything you need to start with, so you don't have to keep going and finding it. And do you think I took my own advice? No. So I'm just going off to find some stuff. Okay. So you can have a look at my pretty yellow yarn while I've gone to get me needles and scissors and what have you. Right. Okay. And here I am back with my needles and scissors. Honestly, how is my table covered in water? Right. Still, never mind, it's soon dry. So, okay, so we're gonna cast this off now because I've done 16 rows on a 22 pin machine. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut that out, and then I'm going to take it once round, okay, once round without any yarn in it, but holding that up like that. So take it round to there, before your magnet comes past. And I've got my magnet on there, so I know when I'm coming up for a row. So we need a needle. You can use the plastic needles that come with the machines. They're just as good, but I'll just stick them all in and just grab on it. So you grab your needle, and they're the plastic, no, the ones are just as good, but there we go. So shove that back in there. No, it won't go in. So, and then you carefully cast off. Okay, if you're familiar with the machines, you'll know how to cast off. So I'm gently just gonna carefully cast them off without dropping any stitches. Okay, so gently push your needles around with your fingers so that you can slip all the stitches onto your thread, which I'm showing you that's quite easy to do once you get the hang of it. And here we go, we're coming up to the end now. Okay, so you take your work off your machine, okay, which you've got now, and you shift your machine out of the way because now I'm going to show you how to make the disc. Okay, so you take it off, okay, I shouldn't have took that needle off. So you take it off the machine and it looks like this. Now what you need to do is you need to cinch the ends. Now by cinching, that just means draw up the ends with your loose thread like that, so that you've got, yeah, whatever that is. And so you need to do that on both ends and then give it a good stretch, because giving it a good stretch sets sets the stitches as it comes off the machine. It is stretched widthways like that, so you need to stretch it long ways to get it back into shape. So we've cinched one end, so we're going to cinch the other end now, carefully the other end that you cast on. So we're going to do that there like that, so we've got both ends cinched like that. Okay.
Did you eat all the rock?
So
all of it? You're lying.
I didn't.
So we've got a piece that looks
I've got a nick one.
like that. Okay.
Whatever.
Now to make your disc, we need to flatten it. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull
I
it
was just going to bring some to
apart
Tasha,
like
but
that.
Sorry.
Okay.
I've got two, I can give her two.
Okay. So and then we
You've
just
got to get some for her mum, she loves
the,
it.
just a minute. In the bag down there.
What?
In the bag down there on the floor.
What's in
That's
there?
all your stuff in the bag.
What?
Excuse me. Children.
What stuff are you on about? I don't have any stuff.
Oh, it was down there. Never mind. Yeah, okay, right.
Right,
Back
bye.
back to yeah, bye cat, everybody, bye cat. So anyway, so we've got we've got the cinched ends in the middle. So it looks like a piece of crochet. Okay? So you've got your circle. And then what you do is like I say, I should have left the thingy threaded. So we thread the needle, and then what we do is we just take that, put that end through that little hole and bring it out on the little hole on the other side. I can't see, I cannot see without my glasses. I cannot see with my glasses, I should say. So there we're going to come right through there. Okay, so we've got both the yarns in one side. Okay, and then we tie it together. Okay, like that. So when you flatten it, there you have your flat circle. Now, depending on how big you want the circles, like I say, this is a 16 row on a 22 stitch machine, 22 pin machine. And I would say that's about 3 inches across. I could just go and get a thingy measure to measure it. I will take my own advice and get, ow, just banged me in, and get my stuff out before it. Right, okay, so I've got my little thingy. What's this called? Tape measure. So I'm just going to tape measure that across there. There we go. 3.5. Now that's 3.5 inches across there with double knitting yarn on a 22 pin machine, 16 rows. Okay, so if you want smaller circles, you do less rows. So if you did 10 rows, it will be smaller. Okay, and if you want bigger ones, obviously you can either do more rows. I wouldn't go more than, say, 20 rows on a thingy machine, because then it will start curling like that. So I would, if you wanted bigger circles, use a bigger machine. Okay, now I've not really tried to do circles on the big, really big machine, but I'm going to try and do one. I'm going to put that to side, and I'm going to put that to a side, and I'm going to get the medium size, the middle size machine, and try and do a a circle on the 32 pin machine and see what that comes out like. So I'm going to try to do the 32. I'm going to pick the wool up, and the wool picks up all the crap off the floor. Right, so let's find the little white pin. So we put the little white pin in there and we'll cast on, same way as you casted on the smaller machine. Can you everybody see what I'm doing up there? Yeah? Okay. So there we go. And we go round, and then I'm going to put that in there. Then I'm going to let the wool drop down. It's best when you do put the wool into something like a box or something, so it don't pick up all the fluff and everything off your carpet. So I'm going to put it in the tensioner, which is here. The smallest hole, which is closest to the machine, is the tightest tension. And as the holes get bigger and further away, the tension gets looser. So with this double knit, I'm going to use it on the tightest tension, and then I'm just going to start to crank out. I'm going to do 20 rows and then see what it looks like, and then if I think I need more, I'll put more on. So I'm going to it always clatters to the first row, always, no matter what machine you use. So that's 1, 2, and just watch for the white to pop up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, and you can see that's quite, I do like this yellow, it's very bright and in your face, isn't it? So that's 10. Okay, so we're going to do another 10, and then we'll see what it looks like. So that's 11 now, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now remember, we did 16 on the small for this one, so that's 16. That's 16 rows on the bigger machine, and this is a 16 row 22 pin circle. So I'm going to do another few rows. 16, that's 17 now, 18, 19, and now we're on our 20th row, and there we go with 20 rows. So that's 20 rows. So you can see, if you pull it down there, you can see it's quite deep. So what I'm going to do, I think maybe I could do another 5 rows. So I'm going to do 25 rows. So that's another 5 rows. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. So that's 25 rows. Now I think that'll be enough for that's going to be quite a significant bigger circle than that is. So I'm going to cast it off, same way as you did before with the smaller machine. Hold the yarn up and turn nearly all the way round. So you've got your yarn a little bit there before you get, otherwise if you go that way, because there's no yarn in the machine, it won't catch the needles and all your work will drop in the hole. And then you'll have a terrible job to pick up all your stitches, because they'll all start running and everything. So again, just gently off the little machine, off the needles there. I tend to put my finger on the next stitch like that, so when you pull it, it doesn't pull that off, because if you pull that off and you're not got your needle in it, it could start to run and you'd have to pick it all up with a crochet hook, and that's a bit time consuming. So when I pull it through, I tend to put my finger, which is so, and I'm going to go a couple of more rows there, a couple of more stitches, and then pull that through. You can see I put my finger on there, and then we'll just push it around. You can use the handle to crank it round if you like, but I just can't be bothered, so just push it with my fingers and keep getting off as many stitches as you can, and then finger on the next stitch, and then bring it round and carry on. It don't take long to pick them all up, and as you get, I've split that, so I'm just going to have to put that on there. There we go. The more you do it, the easier it gets. It's like anything. So there we go, the last couple of stitches. So there we've got our 25 rows, 32 pin stitches. So we pull that through like that, and I'm going to leave that on there this time. I'm going to move the machine back out of the way. Okay, I'll put that up there so that you can see that. Can you see that? Yeah. All right. Okay. So cinch your end up, your cast off end. So cinch that up and then give it a good stretch. And then like I said, that sets everything. Now you can see that's quite long, so this is going to be quite a big circle. So I'm going to cinch the other end, or pull up the other end if you want, if you prefer that term. I always wondered when I first started doing this, I thought, what the bloody hell is cinching? You know, but then I figured it out, you know. Okay, pulling it up. Okay, so there you have your piece, like there. So we're going to go, I've already left that on there, so we're going to go through both the little holes that you've just cinched there. Be careful that you don't catch it on the needle inside, and we'll come like that, because if you catch it like that, you'll not get a circle. So we've pulled that through there like that. Okay, so we pulled that through there like that, and as I said before, tie it. Just pull it tight and tie both the ends off. Okay, no sewing involved, but you can if you like. And then we'll just manoeuvre this out to our circle, which is going to be considerably bigger than this one. Okay, now you can see the difference there, look, you see how difference in the sizes. Well, now with hindsight, I think maybe we should have just gone with 22 stitches. It would have been slightly less bulky in the middle here, but I quite like that little star effect there. So these are, and that one is about 5 inches across, I would say. There we go, that's not a bad guess. 5 inches on the dot. 5 inches across there. So that's with the middle size machine, the 32 pin machine. Okay. I will show you a smaller one again on the 22 pin machine. I'll try and do a little tiny wee one with 10 rows, and then again we'll see the difference in the sizes. I'll put that away. So I'll put that back there. Now this little machine, the little machines have got a black peg and white. A black peg shows you where to count your rows, and your white pegs are just the thingies. On these other machines, their white peg shows you where your rows are, and the rest are pink. So perhaps they run out of pegs. Anyway, right, now pick the yarn up again. I'll keep leaving it on the floor. So we'll get the yarn up and get it on the machine. Casting it on again like we did before. Backwards and forwards, every other needle, pin, whatever you want to call them, hook. Okay, so there we've got that. Couple of stitches in, and then away we go. Now I'm going to do 10. All I'm going to do is 10 rows this time, so we should get a smaller circle, even though we've still got the 22 pin. So, oh, sorry about that, peeps. Don't want to grind my gears. 1. There we go. 2. Can't find it, grind it. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Grinding again. 8. 9. 10. There we go. Now that grinding noise, it's very annoying, and it will harm the mechanism inside. So when it starts to grind, check your tension and make sure that it's not too tight, because that usually, if the wool's tight, that's usually because it's pulling the on the machine and it's stopping the gears moving. So please be careful of your tension. That's why I tend to not use the little tension peg on these machines, and I'll hold it, and if it starts to grind I'll let it go. And you can see that it's quite loose here, so I'm gonna, again, off we go with the casting off. So that's 10 rows there, and I'm gonna cast it off again quite quickly, because this is only 22 stitches, so it shouldn't take long to cast off. Goodness knows what my husband's watching in there. Pops and robbers by the sound of it. There we go. Sorry, I'll stop talking. That's usually not me, stop talking. I usually know shutting me up, as you've probably figured now. There we go. So we're coming around to the last few stitches now. Take that in there, and that might just look to you, oh, what the hell is that? Because we've only got 10 stitches on here, and it doesn't look up to much, but you will be surprised. So let me take that last stitch off of there. Come on, off you come. There we go. So there is your 10 stitch piece there, okay, which we're going to cinch and make into a disc. So again, we're going to cinch this, cinch it, then pull it so that we can set the stitches. Okay, then we can cinch the other end. Okay, so you've got a little, that one looks like a little ball there. So then what you flatten it, there you go, you see, and we can take that through there. Oh goodness me, I'm getting all tangled up now. I should watch what I'm doing, shouldn't I really? Oh, there we go. Okay, so we're bringing that through there and tie it. Oops. There we go. Now you've got a smaller disc which is going to be about 2 inches. So you've got your smaller disc there, which looks about 2 inches. So you'll just go across there, 2.5. So that's 2.5 inches there. So that's half the size of the, it's almost 2.5. There we go. So we've got 2.5, 3.5. Did I say 3.5 or 4.5? 3.5. And this one is 5. So we've got 2.5, 3.5 and 5. 10 stitch, 10 rows, 16 rows and 25 rows on the 32 machine. These are on the small machine. Okay, so that is how you make your discs. If you want, you can put a piece of card inside. You could cut a circle once you've done it, before you tie it off. If you wanted to put a piece of card in between and then sew it through, and sew it through the card as well so that it's held, then you'll have a more firm disc. But it's depending on what you wanted to use them for. So sometimes these are used to decorate. You can make flowers with them, you can make rosettes with them, anything like to decorate your work, you know. So, I mean, you can make eyes with them, ears, you know. If you've got a panda and you wanted to do panda eyes, you could do them black on the white so that you've got panda eyes. So, ears, you can make on your head, you know. I don't know whether you can see me, I'm just being a diva. Yeah, so that is how you do your circles. Okay, it's really easy. So, any questions, just give me a shout and I'll try to explain as best I can. So thank you for watching. I'm going to go to fiddle with my machines again, put my glasses on. Okay. Thank you for watching and I will see you soon. How do I switch this off now? Oh, there we go. Bye. Bye.